Beautiful. All right. So, welcome everybody to our new and improved break free call. Thanks to Tracy, we got a new name for our call. It's going to be break free, right? Because we all want to break free from our food and eating and diets and weight and all the crap, right? So, Louise is going to open it with a nice little story for us. Louise, go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to share a story with you about the importance of having an accountability partner when you're working to lose weight. So on Wednesday last week, a friend decided to go on a diet and asked if I wanted to join her. So I said, sure. All right, we'll start on Monday because Monday is always a good day to start a new diet, right? So then we would have time to plan and go shopping. So I began planning right away, made my shopping list, went to the store, planned my meals for the week, and even cleaned out my fridge, which was a big deal. On Sunday evening, my friend called to make sure that I was ready to start, just like a good partner should. So I could tell that she actually had a mouthful of cupcake. So I asked her, "What are you eating?" So she actually said a cupcake. Seriously? I asked with judgment. Yes, I just got on the scale and it read 179.5 pounds. So I figured that I'd make it an even 180. I don't like odd numbers. As important as it is to have somebody who holds you accountable, it's just as important to recognize the endless excuses that we make.
I love that story. All right. So one of the things about losing weight, because I know most of you have tried it before, right, is that if you can't laugh at yourself, you're going to have a really miserable time at trying to manage your weight. For as much as it sucks, there's so much to be lighthearted about. And you can engage in this battle as a battle, or you can enjoy it as it comes along and stop holding yourself, feeling guilty or responsible or things like that. And so that's part of what hopefully we're going to be teaching helping you guys learn is, how to do things like that, how to manage your weight, how to lose weight, how to be healthy without some of the resentment and the anger and the guilt that comes with it. Right. So on these calls every week from now on, it's going to be an open forum. So it's not just going to be me or somebody else, spewing lessons and information to you. But you guys bring in questions, concerns, problems, and challenges so that we can answer them and go from there. So this month, in all of the groups, we're talking about excuses. Perfect topic for managing your weight. Right? So I asked Cheryl to come up with a question that we could open up with and start since it's a new format. Cheryl, you still with me?
Okay, I'm here.
There she is. All right. You had a perfect question. I love it. Go ahead.
Okay. Why when someone like my husband says, "Do you want to go out for ice cream? Like, let's go on a date for ice cream." Why do I always say yes because I don't want to make him feel bad? Even though I know that if I was really doing good that week, I probably shouldn't say yes.
All right. So your husband asked you out for ice cream and you don't want to say no because then you feel guilty. So I'm confused. So there's two things I'm saying here. One is the ice cream and two is being with your husband. So you don't think you can say no to the ice cream, but yet say yes to your husband?
What? No, what? No, we'd be.
Dang it, now you cut out. All right, well, while she comes back. So here's what I heard is that, and I know this is pretty common. So people like, okay, your spouse wants to go out to eat, or maybe friends, and you don't want to say yes because you don't want to engage in the food, but you don't want to say no because you don't want to hurt their feelings. All right, Cheryl, you're back.
Okay, so I don't want to say no to the date.
All right, I think we got it, but you cut out again. Okay, so in terms of excuses, that's an excuse, okay? when you get to the point where you can say no to the things that throw you off course, that's when you know that you're tackling those excuses, right? So the only way to do that is to get in there and to do it and get to that place where you don't want to have the ice cream. And I know that sounds crazy, right? But that's what it is we don't necessarily change our habits until we change our mindset, right? If anybody's reading Atomic Habits, it talks about that through the whole freaking book. It's not enough to change your actions. You have to change the way that you think. And when it comes to eating, you have to change, you have to get to that place where you don't want those things anymore. And I know that seems like a far cry for some of us, but it's possible. That's where the work needs to happen. So, Cheryl, go out with your husband to eat ice cream if that's what he wants to do, and say no. Do something else. And I bet if you do that, then he'll feel bad and he'll take you somewhere else. There's the trick. Make somebody else feel bad. You don't feel bad. All right. Shay, you had an awesome question too.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yay. Okay. So mine was kind of like, we have issues with eating out and like everything going downhill once the weekend hits, because you know you're busy doing stuff. Like last weekend we were at a rodeo. This weekend we have like it's called Splash and Smash in our town. It's monster trucks and all that. So of course you like go out and eat, and you eat the burgers and the hot dogs and the deep fried crap. So like, I don't know, tips or tricks on like how to stop that. Like, you know, maybe like what are some easy things that you can pack so you're not eating the junk every single weekend.
So you could pack everything in the world that you want to pack, but when you get faced with what you pack versus something that you love, what do you think you're going to choose?
Oh, straight up eat the deep fried crap.
Exactly, right? So is there a way that you can, I don't know, ration or figure out what you're going to have ahead of time or plan for it?
This weekend, I decided that I was going to have my shake before we left to kind of tide me over. And then I was going to try and pack like healthy options. And then that way I'm kind of like, okay, if I'm hungry, I can't just be like, oh, I'll just run to the snack bar and get like some fries or whatever. I can be like, oh, I just have some carrot sticks in my bag. I'll just eat those first. And then if I really am hungry, then I can go and have some fries with my kids, and they'll probably eat them all anyways. So that's my plan. So I'm hoping.
So one of the things, I think we talked about this on one of the calls a couple weeks ago, is that when you want to change a behavior, make it really hard to do. And so when that comes to eating, one of the things that I've done is I will have one shake or two shakes, whatever the case is, and I'll drink it really fast so I get full. Because if I'm full, the last thing I want to do is eat more, because I just don't want to feel sick. And when you don't want something, that's where you start to change the mindset. Right? It's okay. Yes, there you go. Don't take enough cash. Right? There you go. Make that behavior hard to accomplish. You know, so fill up. Don't take any money. And if you got kids, kids make the best butt heads in the whole world. They make the best sheriffs. And if you tell your kid, don't let me do this, or I'm going to have to give you $5, they will be on you like nonstop. Right? There's always something that you can balance what you want with something else that you don't want. I don't want to give my kid money, so I'm going to put him in charge. All right. So you'll have to try it out and let us know how it goes this weekend. All right. And it's okay. You know, I mean, I know that most of us eat crap food from time to time, right, Tracy? And it's okay to have it once in a while, as long as you feel like it's okay for you and it hasn't thrown you off course. It's not the one item that throws you off course. It's all of the other things that happens because of that one item. It's usually 2 items, 3 items, 4 items, and then you're done for the week. Right? All right. So I'm curious if anybody knows of excuses that they use all the time. Excuses that get in the way of them managing their weight.
I got one.
Yep.
my main excuse for why I have McDonald's, this whole upright, straight excuse, is that, oh, I didn't pack anything and it's the closest thing. Which is a total excuse, because today I found myself doing the same thing, and there are other healthier options that are around me. I make it sound like that McDonald's is the only place that I can go to, so I have to go there. And it's right there. But there's also a Subway, which I forget to mention, and there's also a Pita Pit, which probably has salads. But I'm like, oh, McDonald's is right there. It's closest, so I'm just gonna go there. It's a total excuse.
It is, but in every excuse, there's a little piece of something that we want, and there's also a little part of a problem. And so we can have excuses all day long, but until we solve the problem, or we recognize that we don't really want something, or we don't want the outcome of something, it's probably not going to change. So what is it about McDonald's that makes you want that?
What is it about McDonald's that I want it?
Yeah, because if you wanted Subway, you'd drive your ass into Subway. You wouldn't be going to McDonald's.
Because I love the taste. I love the taste of the Big Mac.
So the next question is, what is wrong with you?
And this is the thing, though. This is the thing. I will justify it by this thought process. And I already know I do this. So I know if I'm doing it, I should be able to figure out a way to know to get around this. I'll say, Trace, it's fine. You worked out today. You can have the Big Mac. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter if you crap your pants later. It's fine. It tastes so good that, you know what? It's a little small thing of price to pay. And it makes no sense. And then I'll go, oh my gosh, you have a stomach ache for the next 4 hours of your work shift. And this is the other problem. This is so much TMI. I work in a confined space, and it really upsets my stomach. Enough said. So now it's like, oh my gosh, my stomach's like rumbling and jumbling, and I can't just do what I want here because I work around 5, 10 other people, and they're all gonna know who it is. So I had to why do I do this to myself? And I do it. It happens. I'm not even gonna I was gonna come on here and lie a little bit and stretch the truth. It happens at least once a week. At least once a week I do this.
All right. So that
and I think it's been so long. In my head, I'm like, oh, I haven't had a Big Mac in so long, like last week.
So that brings up a good example. What I was talking about is a want. That if you can find a want that then gives you something that you don't want, all you have to do is remember what you don't want. So yes, I want McDonald's, but I don't want to go crap my pants or blow out everybody else at work. That's what you have to remember. So
this is recording.
Match a want with what you don't want.
Oh man. Yeah, and I don't want, and I know that. I have, since I've been on Shakeology for the last, 2.5 years, I've had such an improvement in my digestion, everything, because I've had such problems. And it's all probably self-inflicted, part of it. I've gotten rid of taking things out of my diet. Dairy is a huge thing. But it's this one thing. It's it's not worth it. And I know it's not. And it's I do go so good for a week since I had it last, right? I'd be so good. I'm like, ooh, it's Friday. It's Friday. And I'll be like, oh man, I could have a Big Mac right now. It's I've been good all week. No issues. And then I do it again.
All right. So if you guys are reading Atomic Habits, which it's so relevant to managing your...
Oh my gosh, I think this is going to be what's going to help me.
It is. It talks in there about, this week's reading, I think it was this week, maybe last week, about triggers, that habits are built on part for triggers. We have cues, and you have a cue that McDonald's, ooh, I love it. So I used to be McDonald's quarter pounders and French fries, right? And so I had to get away from that because same thing, tore my belly up. But I love their Diet Coke. I don't know why. McDonald's Diet Coke tastes better than anybody else's in the whole wide world. And so my cue used to be, I associated McDonald's with their French fries and their quarter pounder. And then I started to associate that with, kind of like you. Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to crap my pants, right? But then I started to associate it with, you know what? I just like their Diet Coke. And so now I can go in, I can get a Diet Coke, nothing else. I'm never even tempted anymore because you create a trigger. So right now your trigger to McDonald's is it's fast, it's easy. I love the way the Big Macs taste. So every time that you go past McDonald's from now on, even if you're not even considering getting it, you tell yourself, you know what? If I go to McDonald's, I'm going to crap my pants and I'm going to stink everybody out at work. And that's how you create a new trigger.
It's really not something I can share very well.
Well, you don't have to share it with everybody. Well, you're already sharing it with everybody at work, but.
Well, yeah, who knows? I mean, upload this one on YouTube, people will get a nice hoot. You know, and I also it's my emotional trigger too. I won't lie. It is yes, I do love the taste. I do. I know some people probably just despise McDonald's. But I also, it's my emotional connection because when I'm stressed at work, I'm like, ooh, I want to like feed my emotions and sadness with this Big Mac. And I connect that. And I normally don't I'm not usually an emotional eater, but I think in this case, emotions come into play. And when I'm stressed at work,
emotions will always come into play. And this is where you get to have control. You get to create the emotion that you have with something. So now change that emotion to not wanting to, poison the rest of us, right? All right. We got time for one more. Anybody else got a question want to ask about excuses?
I'll go if nobody else wants to.
Sure.
Nobody else want to? I think my excuse is being tired, because when I don't sleep enough at night, like my kids are getting up, whatever, when I'm really, really tired, I make really poor choices. So I crave carbs, sugar, and caffeine. And it doesn't make me feel any better. The only thing that could make me feel better in this situation is sleep. And I have realized that, but it also doesn't help me get through the day, right? Because I can't nap always. So what does get me through the day is eating a ton of carbs, eating a ton of sugar and caffeine. And it's not good.
So you just said that it doesn't make you feel any better. And then you came back around and said, but that gets you through your day.
True. Good point. So it doesn't actually make me feel any better, but it makes me feel as though I'm able to get through my day. But it actually makes me feel even worse because it makes me have a crash. So then I have to eat even more carbs or sugar or caffeine or whatever. So it's like by the end of the day, I'm so tired, but like buzzing from caffeine. So it's making it worse. But it's really hard to stop that whole cycle.
So when you're tired and you don't get enough sleep, I imagine like me, you're probably kind of grumpy, right? So to fuel that, you're going for all the crap, which doesn't make you feel any better. So now everybody around you is also paying the price of you not feeling good.
Right, exactly.
Good job.
And right from like the second I get up in the morning, I feel like I'm just like chasing my tail the whole day. I'm just exhausted from the second I get up. Like if I have not had a very good night's sleep. So, you're right. Like right from the second I wake up, I'm in a bad mood. And I've realized that sugar doesn't, like as much as I crave it and as much as I'll eat it, it doesn't actually make me happier. It doesn't make me have more energy. It actually makes me more grumpy because again, it has that crash and I feel guilty that I'm eating it because I know that.
You feel guilty that you're eating it or guilty that now you're being mean to everybody around you, right?
More guilty that I'm eating it, to be honest with you. If we're going to be honest.
That's right. You need to be honest because everybody's affected differently. There's no one size fits all when it comes to managing your weight and your food and all of that. And you have to find your own pain points and your own triggers, that some people like me, I would not care if I was grumpy to my husband and kids either. They probably deserve it. So I'm going to keep eating what I want to eat. But I don't like to feel worse.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But the science behind it is you're managing not only, you know, how your emotions, but also how your body works, because it's the science behind it is that our body goes for the quickest energy source that it can get, which is caffeine and sugar. And it's kind of hard to change that. You can change it, but it's kind of hard to change it. Some of the ways to change that. So you're not necessarily dealing with triggers, you know, it's a situation.
Mm-hmm.
And to change that situation is you may have to find alternatives, trial and error, to see what works. It may be that you get up and you do, you know, a cardio workout, who knows, to get your blood pumping and get all of those things turned on. But you have to try different things.
That's true, because as much as when I get up in a morning like that, the last thing I want to do is cardio. Going for a run or doing, like, I don't know, some crazy cardio workout is the best thing for me. It makes me feel on top of the world at the end of the workout. Yep. Even though I might be dragging during the workout, it's like the best thing. It's actually the only thing that will make me feel properly better. But I just need to remember that, you know, because my short-term memory like tells me, actually, no, coffee makes me feel much better. I can't remember that actually going for a run makes me feel much better.
So if you do your daily MBS routine, that might be something to put on there for every day. Is, you know, if I wake up tomorrow morning and I feel like whatever it is you feel like, you don't have to do a full workout, because the purpose of that workout is to get your blood pumping, get you awake, so that you feel better. So it's more than just food that gets our blood pumping and our energy going. So cardio does the same thing. Mm-hmm. All right. So it is 1 minute before 9. So thank you guys. And so a couple things just to remember is that if you make a behavior hard to carry through or to carry out, then you're up in the game there. And then figure out what it is that you want or don't want, and find that competition between what you want and don't want. Look at your triggers, change those triggers, like Tracy with the McDonald's. You can create a trigger for anything, and it's so easy. And then look at, you know, the science behind it. If you're craving something, there's something physiological going on in your body. All right. Any last questions, comments, anything from anybody?
Oh, can I just say one thing if you can actually hear me?
Absolutely.
I just kind of like that whole morning thing like Louis was talking about. Sorry, I'm in the car. We're doing trip that hour. So anyway, I've learned, because a lot of times I wake up with a headache because I have a lot of weird allergies and stuff. The headache you do because I'm not attitude, like it's just not work. But now I find I actually make myself get up. I always have my workout clothes. That's regardless of what comes later. I always put them first. I start doing kids' lunches in the normal routine, and 9 times out of 10 I feel fine after a little while without taking any medication or anything. Whatever funk I'm in, get out, and then I do my workout like normal. But if I go back to sleep or I don't put on the workout clothes, I will not do the workout.
There you go. Make the good habits easy to follow through. Yep. Make the good habits easy to follow through, and the bad ones hard to follow through. All right. Awesome. So last thing, let me read this to you. My little book of Body and Health, short prayers. It says, God, help me to eat properly and well. Help me to honor my body by feeding it healthy food. Help me to remember that my body is a temple. Amen. If you are a believer, use your faith. I tell people that all the time. And if you're not, well, just come have a talk with me. I'll make you a believer right now. Use your faith to help get you through. All right, ladies, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll be here next month. So just one call a month. Bye, everybody. Thank you.